are the free and unconquerable people of the United States of America.
The John Gomez Show.
Yes, indeed, my friends. Welcome back to the John Gomez Show, round number 2 of the program, TGIF. Thank Gomez, it's Friday. Holy mackerel, what was going to be a beautiful day. Are these tinted glasses, windows here, or did it just turn cloudy? I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was going to be a beautiful, clear day. What do I know? Folks, broadcasting live from MacArthur Airport here. Everything's looking busy. Everybody's running around like busy bees. Don't forget, we have some tickets to give away. A huge concert tomorrow evening at the Penny Saver Amphitheater in Brookhaven. The Little Big Town Band, along with Eli Young Band, performing tomorrow night. We've got some tickets for that. We also have a Family Fun 4-pack of tickets to give away for the Ducks game tomorrow evening and also this evening. So you can give us a call, 631-451-1039, to hop on board. Right now, we have in studio a special guest, New York State Senator Lee Zeldin. Senator, welcome aboard. How are you?
It's great to be back. Doing well.
How's your campaign going so far? I'm getting your releases. It sounds like you've got a lot of what's that term? Mojo?
Well, we have a great team, a lot of volunteers. I've been knocking on doors, going to events. The weekend's coming up now, tomorrow and Sunday. We're just filled up with stuff going on all over the 1st Congressional District, trying to meet as many people as possible to talk to them about the issues that matter to them most. It's some people might say the economy, job creation, the high cost of living is the most important issue affecting them. Talk to someone else, it's immigration, someone else, it's Common Core. So we're having a lot of conversations with voters, and we're on the right side of every single one of those issues.
Will you, by any chance, have an opportunity to be on that Stop Common Core line, or does that not come into play with you?
Well, for state and local candidates, it's actually a separate ballot line.
Okay.
For federal candidates, it would be an indicia, one of the lines we already have.
Okay.
So I think it's great what the state and local candidates are doing. We've done our part to try to assist them with that effort.
Yeah.
And we'd encourage everyone, especially as schools coming back in session.
Yep.
Common Core has been so terribly implemented. It really should just be completely stopped in New York State. And we have candidates who are standing for that platform.
If you don't mind, if we could talk a little bit about the state situation here. I know you're running for Congress, but you are a sitting state senator. Governor Cuomo and this whole Moreland Commission, a lot of people aren't going as far as I am. I think there's criminal activity going on here, and I would not be surprised if some indictments don't come down. I mean, when you're starting to obstruct justice, then you're really entering into a very fine, detailed criminal activity. And I wouldn't put it past Cuomo. Have you ever been in a room with Andrew Cuomo?
Sure.
Yeah. And he's known to be, is he what? He's known to be a bully type guy, very egocentric. Twists arms, and he formed this Moreland Commission. I think any objective person could look back and say, you know what, this was all a way of him to pressure the legislature to do one thing or the other, kind of used it as a threat.
Yeah, it was no coincidence that the Moreland Commission was created at the end of right after the end of the last legislative session in 2013. That's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
He wanted certain stuff done. He didn't get it done. He's going to create a Moreland Commission. The Moreland Commission was to investigate the legislative branch when he was called out on that, because it's not proper. But to get around that, he said, well, you can investigate anyone.
Yeah,
you can investigate the governor, the attorney general, the comptroller, until they actually started investigating the governor.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden
the rules changed.
Yeah. So, and I'm telling you right now, Lee, everybody's saying, oh, he'll get over it, he'll run around. Now you have Zephyr Teachout. And what irony! Here he holds the big flag of being the woman's equality guy. He's the man who's gonna bring the women up to the man's level. Women should be standing right beside me. And lo and behold, you find a woman who wants to challenge him in debates, challenge him as the job he's done as governor. And what does he do? He hauls her into court. And what does she do? She wins. And what does he do? Flies to Israel. It's like, wait a minute. Andrew, you had 3 years to go to Israel. I mean, it's not like they just started bombing Israel. Why didn't you go back then? But now, just coincidentally, and Zephaniah Teachout, I'm telling you, she's on the show on Monday. I had Tim Wu on just the other day. He was great. I'm going to support him for the primary, 100%. I am behind Zephaniah Teachout. I want to ask her for a bumper sticker. I am supporting her all the way till primary day. After primary day, it's a whole other world.
Well, I think, Tim Wu was running against Kathy Hochul for lieutenant governor. As we were talking during the break. I think he's got a great shot of winning.
Kathy Hochul I think she's got like a AAA rating, 100% rating from the NRA. She's a big gun advocate, but so was Gillibrand. And on top of that, she was anti-illegal immigration. I mean, big-time anti-illegal immigration. When Elliot Spitzer was trying to give him licenses, she was, I think, the county clerk in some county up there. She said publicly, not only will I not give him the license, but I'm going to report them to the INS. So, I mean, that's pretty strong. See, this is where a Andrew Cuomo-type individual goes overboard. He tries to pick the perfect, he wants to appeal to, because he made that comment, his true belief comment about conservatives, no place in New York for it. So he's thinking, all right, I got to get a female conservative that happens to be a Democrat, gun, and the SAFE Act was killing him. See how he is? I mean, he's so calculating, and now people are starting to see it, I think. And not only are people starting to see it, there was a Siena poll out just the other day. Those who didn't know about Moreland, Cuomo's still killing Astorino. Those who know about Moreland, it's like a 41-49 race.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was like that 6-8 points.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people right now enjoying summer, not thinking about politics, and just enjoying family, away on vacation. As kids go back to school, summer ends, November 4th gets closer. There's just going to be a lot more people focusing on this stuff. So, to that point, as far as, who is more informed as to what's going on right now, you see a closer gap with the governor's race. I think that, it can't be dismissed. I personally, never put too much weight into polls because you're trying to guess
right
who's going to be showing up on election day, and whenever anyone asks me about polls in my own race, I always tell them, whether it shows you 20 points up or 20 points down, if your people don't work hard, you have a 0% chance of winning.
That's right.
And you have to always run like you're behind. So for Rob Astorino, regardless of whether he's down by 40 points or 30 points or 20 points, you just have to keep fighting. It doesn't matter.
That guy knows what it's like to be down points, down polls. What I liked about I had Astorino on the program the other day, and he said when he was running for re-election, he was challenged at least 5 times by his challenger to debate him. He accepted each and every challenge, and as an incumbent should. Because all right, come on, bring it on. If you have a question, I understand. Now, a lot of people may have questions on decisions I made. Give me an opportunity to explain myself. And he felt confident that he can explain his position, which he obviously did because he won. Andrew Cuomo can't be. He's in another state. He's in a war zone right now.
If my opponent in this congressional race wanted to have a debate every night, I'd be game.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
This is a big district. You have an event in a local hamlet. A lot of people.
Now, have you challenged them to any debates yet? Or
there's actually September and October is filling up with debates and meet the candidate nights. So we'll have several.
I wouldn't. Of what I know about Tim Bishop, I would think he'd be a guy who would show up at debates. He yes or no?
Listen, he he's gonna. My understanding, all the stuff that we're talking about, folks reaching out to us about scheduling. Both sides are talking to that third party. So it seems like there's going to be a very active schedule where both of us are going to be showing up, and we just fundamentally disagree on things.
Yeah.
It's just, unfortunately, he is relying on a lot of canned Democratic talking points. He says, he's sitting there planning with his campaign team. All right, how are we going to win senior votes? Well, let's scare them and tell them all that Lee Zeldin is going to do X, Y, and Z with regards to their Social Security benefits. That's what they did yesterday. They put out a press release, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I've never said that I was going to end Social Security. They put out a press release yesterday saying that I did. It's just 100% untrue, but they want to win.
You know what?
I don't care if it's true.
You know what a common thing with at least my opponent had, Democrats, is they get a local newspaper, Newsday, for example, to run with a story, regardless of its facts or its truth. So it would be, say, for example, Gomez cuts education. That's it. Yet the article, there's no proof in there. There's nothing about Gomez saying anything about. And then next thing you know, a month later, you'll see it in a mailer.
Right.
Newsday headline: Gomez cuts education.
They do not care.
They don't. They
whether
just
or
wanna
not
win.
it's true. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, which is run by Steve Israel, a congressman here on Long Island, shamefully put out a web video that attempts to accuse me of increasing Suffolk sales tax rate by 33%. And anyone who lives here in Suffolk County knows that our sales tax rate has been exactly the same since 2001. But their polling must show them that if we can convince everyone that he increased the Suffolk sales tax rate, maybe we could get some votes. So
they should. How much time the FEC spends in financial, equality as far as rules and regulations as to how you can raise money, how you can do this and that. They should come up with. They should start having regulations as far as how you're advertising false stuff. Stuff that accusations you make. Before you have them, before you make them, you have to show some basis for it. Otherwise, they should get fined or something should happen to them.
I'll tell you right now, because this election is just a little over a couple months away, what would be very helpful is when the media reports on it as news.
Yeah.
It is newsworthy. When you have a candidate who may be saying, making 20 different factual allegations of where their opponent stands on something or what they did, and it's all untrue.
Yeah.
Call them out on it.
Call them out on it.
And it works both ways.
All right, folks, don't forget, 631-451-1039 to hop on board. We have a bunch of tickets to give away. So if you have a family, you have kids, you're probably going to want to go to the Ducks game. It's a great venue to watch and get, really up close to professional ball players. Or if you're a couple and you'd like to go to a huge concert tomorrow evening at the Penny Saver Brookhaven Theater, Little Big Town's going to perform along with the Eli Young Band. So let's go to the busy phones. You don't mind, right, Senator?
Sure, let's do it.
We've got Mike is checking in from Mastic. Mike, welcome aboard. Say hello to Senator Zeldin. How are you, Mike?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing great, Mike. What's the good word?
Great. So I just have a question for you.
Sure.
All right, I was just wondering.
Are you going to read it or are you going to?
Extremely happy to.
Go ahead.
Well, as a Christian, I was extremely happy to see the Hide the Live decision last month, and I know that you're a pro-life advocate.
The what?
We're still under attack by the Nancy Pelosi and the liberal army. If you get elected to Congress, will you still remain pro-life under any circumstance, even in cases, let's say, of rape or incest?
What was the first half?
Yeah,
of that
what was the
question?
first half, Mike? You're breaking up a little bit there.
I'm sorry.
Call back. You got a bad line. Tom is checking in from Smithtown. Tom, welcome aboard. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Say hello to Senator Zeldin.
Hi, State Senator Zeldin. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. But like a lot of Long Islanders, I'm pretty fed up with the government reaching its hand inside my pocket. I fall into the top tax bracket, but the cost of living is just too high, and I'm getting a little bit squeezed here.
You're in the top tax bracket?
Yeah. So do you support?
What do you do,
lowering the top
Tom?
tax rate?
What do you do?
That's a little bit personal, don't you think?
No, I'm just asking.
I mean, I'd like to keep my personal life separate from politics. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tom. Let's go to Mike checking in from Smithtown. Mike, welcome aboard. How are you? All right, Mike's gone too. They're all the same people. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, welcome to the program. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice to speak with you. Yeah, hi. Nice to speak with you, Mr. Zeldin. I'm interested in knowing a little bit about the Ferguson case and the situation there. A man is alleged to have robbed a convenience store and also, in the process of doing that, to have assaulted a cop. And, like, he says, like, he felt bad about it. But, I don't know, something suggests to me that maybe a situation like this would call for introducing into New York concealed weapons laws and laws that would allow us to stand our ground. Could you please say whether you feel that a law which would allow us to stand our ground and carry concealed weapons would be a good thing for us?
Well, I believe that we need to protect the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens. There's a difference between law-abiding citizens and criminals. And one of the things that I'm very concerned about is any law that would make a criminal out of a law-abiding citizen. Now, for those who follow the rules, I mean, I personally believe that one of the best things you could do when you have a bad guy with a gun is to have a good guy with a gun. When you have a gun-free movie theater like you had in Colorado, it's no coincidence that the shooter in that case went past 2 other movie theaters that weren't gun-free before he picked the gun-free movie theater. In Oregon, there was a gun-free mall, and someone opened up fire. And there was an off-duty law enforcement officer who was there, who stopped. He shot and killed the suspect in that case to prevent more bad things from happening. I have no problem with a law-abiding citizen here in the state of New York having the right to carry a firearm to protect themselves and their family. It's important that anyone who has the right to carry is also respecting our rules and our rule of law. But I have met many people who are pro Second Amendment here on Long Island, who they handle their firearm with extreme caution and safety, and security. So as far as they go, I hate seeing them turned into criminals. But any proposal. I don't like it whenever anyone tries to take an idea and kind of reduce it to a talking point or like a few words long, because the question is, what does the legislation look like? Yeah. If in New York State with the SAFE Act they want to ban assault weapons, well, what do you mean by assault weapon? That's the question. Yeah. So I appreciate the question, but instead of the next follow-up question is what does that legislation look like? Because you can go thousands of different ways, some constitutional, some unconstitutional, some overreaching, some not.
Folks, 631-451-1039 to hop on board. It's the John Gomez Show, TGIF. Thank Gomez, it's Friday. Got a whole bunch of tickets to give away if you care to see a great show on Saturday. The Little Big Town band, Eli Young band, that should be a lot of fun after they clear it out. Did you happen to see the water damage that was?
I did. So last night, I saw a picture of it. It's wild what happened there.
Unbelievable.
And the stories that people have, the infrastructure, it's such a rare act of what happened. Yeah. By the way, how interesting is it that someone would call in? He sounds like he's about 19 years old. Yeah. And with his planted question, that he's fed on behalf of the Democrats. And I don't know if he's a college intern, he's about to go back to school, or if he actually gets a paycheck for it. But they call him with their canned question. But they sound like a 14-year-old saying that they're in the top tax
They really
bracket.
don't know. They don't know the issue.
At least pick someone who sounds like they're over 14.
Yeah. Or they read it off of a list or something like that. But anyway, folks, 631-451-1039 to hop on board. We'll be back right after the news.
Atlantic Honda's summer clearance event is going on now. Low prices, lower payments, and fun for the whole family. Lease a brand new 2014 Civic LX for only $52 a month and get a manicure while you wait. Or lease a brand new 2014 Accord LX for only $86 a month and grab a burger or two from our barbecue. All new Hondas from Atlantic come with complimentary 1-year maintenance and roadside assistance. Plus, get guaranteed credit approval. And when we make a deal, we'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe. New 2014 Civic LX, $52 a month. New 2014 Accord LX, $86 a month. It's finally here. The Atlantic Honda Summer Clearance Event. Low prices, even lower payments. Volleyball, barbecue, music, manicures, and massages. It's fun for the whole family. Atlantic Honda, 1391 Sunrise Highway, Bayshore. Member of NYAutoGiants.com or visit AtlanticHonda.com. 27 months, $19.95 down plus tax. $8.95 bank, $7.90 destination. 10,000 miles per year, 15 cents thereafter with excellent credit.
If you're running any business, you know it's getting more expensive than ever to do business on Long Island. Wouldn't it be nice if the price of something would go down? You can save money on your insurance. The Brazier Agency provides the best rates by packaging liability, workman's comp, and commercial auto insurance for all types of business, especially contractors. Is your homeowner's insurance being canceled because you live near the water? The Brazier Agency can write you a policy. Let the team at the Brazier Agency help you start saving money today. Experience dealing with one person and receiving one bill for all your insurance needs. If you have no payroll, the Brazier Agency can even get you workman's compensation and liability.
Hi, this is Ken Silva, guru in the drywall business from High-Tech. I've been using Brazier Insurance since they invented toothpaste. No charges for my comp certificates or liability or additional insured. They give me fast quality service when I need it. Check out Tom over at Brazier. They'll take good care of you.
The Brazier Agency, 1490 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 281-1700. That's 281-1700. Se habla español.
Live from the Sloman Studio at Long Island MacArthur Airport's Broadcast Center. Sloman's, the trusted provider of home security services. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME to find out how you can get the Sloman Shield for free. WRCN Riverhead,
Islip,
Brookhaven,
Southampton.
This is 103.9 LI News Radio.
This is George Romano with a 103.9 LI News update. Dive teams from fire and police departments resumed the search Friday morning in the waters of Lake Ronkonkoma, searching for a kayaker who disappeared there on Thursday. According to police, witnesses called 911 around 3:30 p.m. after they saw a man struggling to stay afloat out in the lake. Vinny Simsek, one of the people who tried to help, described the scene to FiOS 1.
The officer and me, we jumped off the fence over here and we ran to the dock, and 3-4 other officers came right after us and they jumped right in the water, but they went halfway and they came back.
The incident is now reportedly being investigated as a possible drowning. A man from Massapequa who fled police wielding a knife after an attempted arrest at a Walmart in the Westfield Sunrise Mall was later apprehended at a nearby Sears on Thursday. 23-year-old Brian Huber was taken into custody just after 11:30 a.m. and charged with second-degree menacing, criminal possession of a weapon, and petty larceny. According to officers, Huber allegedly was taking batteries and an Xbox from the store. The body of a family pet was found in the bay off Montauk Highway Thursday after being swept away by the Carls River in Babylon. The dog named Yuri, a 120-pound black Russian terrier, broke off his leash and leapt into the river during Wednesday's torrential downpours. His owner says finding the body at least brings the family some closure now. Nassau Correction officers and more than 500 county appointees are still under a 3-year-old wage freeze after the county's Financial Control Board canceled a meeting Thursday morning. That's not all, though. NYFA was also expected to approve the billion-dollar contract for a private company to manage the area's sewer system for the next 20 years. I'm George Romano for 103.9 LI News Radio.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Daria Albinger. He knows they are still angry and they have questions, but the man who is the top cop in Ferguson, Missouri for the time being says last night's peaceful protests are a step in the right direction.
I think yesterday we handled it just right. We shook hands and we hugged and we had a great time. And we're going to talk about last night and move forward today. And I can tell you what happened last night is what's going to happen here forward.
State Highway Patrol Captain Ron Johnson appeared after an important development in the case of an unarmed teenager who was shot by police nearly a week ago. The officer's identity was made public.
His name is Darren Wilson. He's been with the department for the last 6 years. The police chief also says that there was a strong arm robbery that officer was investigating. He came across Michael Brown about a block and a half away from that convenience store. That is where the shot was fired.
ABC's Jim Ryan in Ferguson. Two Amish girls are home nearly a day after they were kidnapped from the family's farm stand in upstate New York.
The suspected kidnapper had dropped them off about 30 miles away in this small community. Those little girls then walked over to a house, knocked on the door. When the person opened up that door, they recognized the little girls, and that person then took them to their house. And they ended up there safe. We're told they appear to be healthy right now, but the search is on right now for a suspected kidnapper.
ABC's Gio Benitez in Oswegatchie, New York. SeaWorld is spending $10 million on a new home for some of its most famous residents.
The Blue World Project is a massive expansion of the killer whale habitats in all three SeaWorld parks.
CEO Jim Atchison says the first one will be built at SeaWorld San Diego. Lower gas prices are helping to keep inflation in check. The Producer Price Index, which gauges prices before they reach the consumer, rose just 0.1% last month after a jump of nearly 0.5% in June. The Dow is down 91 points, NASDAQ off 10. This is ABC News.
If the IRS claimed...
LI News Radio traffic.
Well, 27 is a pretty good ride for you right now across the South Fork. Not seeing any major trouble right now on the North Fork either. You get over towards the William Floyd Parkway, everything's still in pretty good shape. Long Island Expressway, no trouble at all for you, at least not yet in either direction. Sactico State Parkway, pretty good ride on the northbound and southbound side right now. Deer Park Avenue, both ways through Dix Hills. You've got the repairs near the Northern State Parkway, so just go with the Sactico State Parkway and Sunken Meadow Parkway instead. Those are going to be the better rides at this point. Nichols Road and Holdsville, both ways between the Long Island Expressway and Portion Road. You're looking at construction. Doesn't look like any lanes are knocked out right now, but still a bit slow in both directions as you work your way through that area. And again, the Long Island Expressway, fine both ways. I'm Greg Rice on 103.9 LI News Radio.
LI News Radio weather.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, 78. Mostly clear, 59 tonight. Sunny, 81 tomorrow. Sunday, chance of showers early, mainly before noon, then gradually becoming mostly sunny. High Sunday, 80. Meteorologist John Weatherby on 103.9 LI News Radio.
For sale, motorcycle. A beauty. You see it, you'll want it. It's for sale because I didn't see the cops. Got busted for riding drunk. Now I've got fines and legal bills to pay. So call me. You'll get a great deal because clearly I'm an idiot.
Cops are cracking down on drunk riding, and they'll see you before you see them. Ride sober or get pulled over. Paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hi, this is financial advisor Tony Zambri, host of Financially Speaking, where I will be discussing matters regarding retirement and the preservation of your wealth. Join me every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. For an immediate appointment, call my office at 631-389-2327.
Stay tuned for a surprise summer sale from Pro Flowers, our biggest sale on romantic red roses.
Was Valentine's Day the last time you surprised your sweetheart with something special? Have things become predictable since then? Time to spice things up again with a huge bouquet of romantic red roses from Pro Flowers. August is National Romance Month, and to celebrate, Pro Flowers is offering a special deal. Get our popular 18 romantic red roses plus a free glass vase for just $19.99. Yes, not just a dozen, but 18 stunning red roses sent fresh from the fields that are guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least 7 days. Plus a free glass vase, all for just $19.99. Imagine the look on her face when a stunning bouquet of 18 romantic red roses arrives from you, totally out of the blue. Hurry, because this amazing deal ends this Friday. The only way to get this incredible offer is to go to proflowers.com, click the blue microphone in the upper right corner, and enter the secret code 1212. That's proflowers.com, secret code 1212.
Hi, this is attorney Heath Berger from the law firm of Berger, Bischoff, and Schumer. Listen to me every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. as I dispel the myths and stigma of bankruptcy and help you regain your freedom and set you on a path to a financially secure future.
The John Gomez Show, 103.9 LI News Radio.
All right, folks, welcome to the Bell Lap of the TGIF. Thank Gomez, it's Friday edition of the program. I'm glad you stay with me every single day, Monday through Friday. We kick it off at noon to 2 lunch with Gomez on 103.9 LI News Radio. You can follow us on linewsradio.com. Just click on the Listen Live link. Also, you can email me, Gomez at linewsradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at John Gomez Show. I do have some tickets to give away for the Little Big Town Band and Eli Young Band playing at the Penny Saver Amphitheater in Brookhaven. Should be a great, great show. It's a great venue to see a band at. So if you love country music, that's your ticket. I also have a family fun 4-pack to give away for the Ducks Stadium, a Ducks game tonight and tomorrow night. And they have fireworks, probably from Grucci. I guess he's the only one who does them, right?
Probably.
Special guest in studio is New York State Senator Lee Zeldin. Hey, Natalie's checking in from Bating Hollow. Natalie, welcome aboard. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Do you live in Bating Hollow?
I'm sorry. Yes, I live in Bating Hollow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. I love it.
Thank you.
Do you play golf?
Actually, I don't play golf. No.
I've played at the Bating Hollow Country Club, which is a great place to play.
I live right down the road from there, right off of Sound Avenue.
Oh, it's fantastic. So,
I have a question.
Sure.
I actually went to school with Lee, and I just wanted to say it's great to see you doing what you believe in. And I know you guys briefly touched about the media really playing a role into people's decisions when they do vote. Where would be the best place to get the facts and the information to make an educated vote for who you believe would do the best for your town and for your state?
Well, hi, Natalie. Thanks for calling in. And
what's when you say you went to school with Lee? What is college, grade school, high school?
No, we went to high school, William Floyd.
That's right, Colonials. We
Right.
stick together. Well, I'll tell you, we just came off of a tough primary. They spent over $4 million against us, and I, if I didn't know the answer to that question beforehand, I certainly learned it during. The best thing to do is to call the candidate, call their campaign. If you get something in the mail, if you read a newspaper story, you see a TV ad that just doesn't seem right, just call. And I mean, one of the best things for us during the primary were people calling me up and saying, I got a mail piece that said that you created Obamacare. Is that true? I'm thanking them for calling to ask the question so that I can explain, no, that's 100% untrue. I heard that you voted that you increased Suffolk sales tax rate by 33%. If they don't call us and they just take it as true, we may lose their support, not based on what's facts, but on this myth. And we should never be rewarding these, liars with our vote. So the best thing that any of us could do with any of these messages is just call my campaign office. We have a website, zeldinforcongress.com. We have multiple headquarters in Centereach and Center Moriches and Smithtown. You can email us. But, yeah, that's the best thing to do.
I think some of the websites like National Review is good. Newsmax is good. I think, Natalie, you have to take it upon yourself. Everybody should do their own research. That's my take. I mean, you could listen to this program, and if you have a question on something and you don't agree with anything or something that I said, then call up, share your opinion, whatever it is. I mean, this whole war on women thing. Do you believe that Republicans hate women and have a war on them?
No.
I don't. I mean, but that's
that's a little absurd. I think I'm not as politically involved as maybe I would like to be, but starting to get into it. I think it's good to have the right information in front of you to make those educated arguments and find out who fits for you and what your beliefs are. So as a person who's just getting more into it, I wanted to make sure, is that the right way to go about it? Because like you said, some of the periodicals in the newspapers are very biased to, or are not holding to facts. And, a lot of people believe that what you read is the truth. So I think it's definitely, like you said, doing the research, but knowing where to get that information from.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Natalie. And sometimes what I try to do is I'll read the same newspapers or, pamphlets that other people are reading, and I try to get those people that are featured in the article on the program or the news reporter on the program to say in their own words and back up what they claim in whatever they wrote. That's what I like to do, and give you guys, the people out there, an opportunity to ask their own questions with whomever I get on the show. So, I think that's what it's all about. You can't rely on other people doing your research. You got to do your own research.
And if you turn in a TV ad to Cablevision, it's not Cablevision's job to vet every single TV ad. They take your money, they take your ad, and it goes up on TV. And if you have a problem with it, you need to make an issue of it. But you can get stuff that, like, the legal standard is not truth with these TV ads.
Yeah. Hey, Natalie, you're not a country. You don't want to go to. You like country music at all, or no?
I do. Unfortunately, I have a small business, and I will be working tomorrow night, so I'm not going to be able to attend.
God bless you, Natalie.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for calling in, Natalie.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Natalie. Well, that was a nice call. Yeah.
That is, fellow Colonial from William Floyd School District.
Let's go to Ruth. Ruth is checking in from Center Moriches. Is it Center Reach or Center Moriches? Ruth?
Yes, Center Reach.
Center Reach. How are you, Ruth?
Yes. Very good. I really don't have any questions on the primary or the campaigns in Suffolk, but I'm just enjoying listening.
I appreciate that, Ruth, but you know what happens. In order to win tickets, you're going to have to answer a question.
Uh-oh. Okay. I'll try.
Do you know who is challenging? Give me either candidate who's challenging Andrew Cuomo in a primary.
Oh.
One is a woman who's challenging him. And then there's we're having her on our show on Monday, and then we have the lieutenant governor. We had the lieutenant governor candidate on Tuesday. We had him on. You don't know either one of those.
Can she use a lifeline?
Wouldn't be Hillary, would it?
Hillary, no. Hillary.
Can she phone a friend?
No, she can't phone a friend. Hold on. So you're in Center Reach. Give her a Center Reach question. Do you know one, Senator?
Well, I'll tell you that a lot of people have been. How did you hold up with the storms? There's some places in Center Reach got crushed with the floods. How did you hold up?
I had to cancel a 3-hour on the healthcare provider, and I heard Nichols Road was all backed up. So the woman was in a facility, so I did cancel because I just couldn't afford to get stuck in submerge my car in any water.
Hey, let me ask you something, Ruth. Are you an RN?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Just a certified healthcare provider.
God bless you. You're doing God's work for that stuff.
I'm working now.
Yeah. Well, let's see now. Who's the candidate? Who's running against Tim Bishop this year for Congress in the 1st Congressional District?
You know what?
I can answer that.
I feel so bad that I didn't expect that I would have to answer any of these political questions.
Ruth, that's okay. That's why we're here, though, Ruth. We're trying to educate and inform.
I could totally win the tickets on that question.
Yeah, so that's okay. I guess.
No, don't worry about it, Ruth.
Thinking of everyone.
Ruth, hold on. You know what? You're in the healthcare field. You're taking care of people. You deserve tickets. You deserve a night off. Does your husband? Are you married?
No, I'm single, but
right.
I have a friend I could take, a girlfriend. And
fantastic. Well, you hold on the line, Ruth, and we're going to take down your information.
And as far as Ruth's question, I just heard the guy's name is Zeldin. He's a great guy. I'll be voting for him. I think she should as well.
Thank you so much.
Lee Zeldin is running against Tim Bishop in the 1st Congressional District.
Right, Lee
Ruth.
Zeldin, yeah.
Oh.
But little by little, Ruth, you're going to get the information you need to make an educated, informed decision come Election Day.
You just have to listen to Lunch with Gomez every day from 12 to 2.
Thank you so much.
All right, stand by. Don't hang up. Well, that was very nice. I mean, she's honest.
But what more can you ask for?
It really demonstrates, Lee, that a lot of people just don't know.
I'll tell you, no one's going to accuse her of being a planted question. That's for sure.
No, that's for sure.
Or I mean, not on our side, at least.
Yeah.
She got a couple tickets out of it. She'll see a nice concert.
Great concert.
Are we having good weather tonight?
Little Big Town, Eli Young Band. It's tomorrow night. It's the concert. Tonight is the Ducks Stadium. Ducks game. Have you ever been to a Ducks game?
I have been to a Ducks game.
I'm supposed to throw out a pitch sometime this year, but
you should start practicing.
Yeah, they haven't asked me, so I'm not worried about it yet.
Chris Gibson, who's a congressman upstate, while we were here on the show, took the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. And as part of this challenge, you have a bucket of ice water dumped on you. And while he did it, apparently he challenged me to take the ice bucket challenge. So I'm going to accept that, and I have to think of 3 people to nominate, and I might be looking at one of them right here in the studio.
Oh,
I don't know.
Hey, by the
I
way,
haven't decided yet.
Do you
maybe.
know Assemblyman Steve McLaughlin, by any chance?
I do. I know Steve well.
Yeah, he's. I adopted him as a senator for Long Island.
What we have a 10th senator now.
Yes, we have a 10th senator because I was getting fed up with not seeing any support for Rob Astorino for governor. I mean, I had to pry it out of Senator Phil Boyle yesterday. He finally broke down and said, "I'll send him a check already. I'll send him a check." I understand he's got to raise money for his own race, but he's not going to have. His race is going to be relatively simple. But where's the support for Rob Astorino against Andrew Cuomo? Is it for fear? Is it fear that's? Because I remember when I ran against Israel, I literally had people in my town that said, "You've got my vote, but I can't put your lawn sign on my business."
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak for anyone else. I would imagine that in cases around the state that you're monitoring the race and you're wondering, all right, how real is Rob's candidacy going to be? Is he going to come, within 20 points? Is he going to come within 5 points? Can he win? And I think you have a lot of people in politics as they watch these races unfold. They're trying to guess, and
they're trying to hedge their bets. But I think we have to get out of that, Senator. I think we have to start. First of all, we need candidates who actually stand for something. They're committed to certain principles. They promote those principles. They promise that they are going to promote the principles, and they'll draft legislation that promotes them, or they'll reject legislation that doesn't have it in them.
Yeah, you could have great legislation that repeals bad laws. We don't have enough of that. We saw it right with Chris Christie. Yeah, he's the president of the
he's the
RGA.
chairman of the RGA, the Republican Governors Association.
During my campaign, I've had people who said they will support me after we win.
Yeah.
And what do you say to that? They're friendly when they say that. You say, thank you.
Yeah, what do you say?
But and then there are people who said, we'll support you after the primary.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
If we didn't have the group of people supporting us early, we would have never been able to get to this point.
Yeah.
And Rob is a perfect case of a campaign, in need of folks to put their necks out and support him early.
Who? You mean
Rob
Fiore?
Astorino.
Oh, Astorino.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rob Fiore.
Although Rob will appreciate that shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Campaign guy. I think it's more important that we and here as the Moreland Commission scandal is unfolding and more information's coming out, and since Zephyr Teachout and Tim Wu are really going, they're not going to let this thing die. And more people are going to be informed about it. More and more people are going to be convinced of exactly what's behind Andrew Cuomo and what type of person he is. I think little by little, Rob Astorino is going to get closer and closer. And, I just, it's sad to think that people are just latecomers. I mean, don't you have a spine? Don't you have, can you commit to something? Commit to a principle?
Oh, I mean, talking about latecomers, there are the people who will wake up on Wednesday, November 5th, and they'll be upset at the results, and they didn't even vote.
Yeah.
Talking about they're latecomers. Some people, arrive to the party after Election Day.
Hey, Joe's checking in from Mastic. Joe, welcome back. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right, Joe. What's the good word?
I'm actually, I'm really, I like Mr. Zeldin. Mr. Zeldin, I'm not going to, I don't like people who sandbag. I will tell you, I voted for the other guy. I won't even say his name. And the reason why I did was because of what you were talking about. I bought into the whole thing that you were just the guy that was going to get along and you were going to vote with them to be one big happy group. And I bought into that. I'm being upfront with you. I did. And I'm also really, really upset with Williamsport School District taxes. And I knew you were from there, so between the two of them, I had to go that way. But I just wanted to let you know that, up front. And I hope, and I will vote for you, coming around against Mr. Bishop because, I've had enough of, I'm anti-Democrat. I'm not real happy with the Republicans either. I do think that they have their own personal agendas. I know a lot of people it isn't a really popular subject, but they say it's a do-nothing Congress. I do understand that that's just lip service from the Democratic Party, but I do believe there's some truth to that. I do think they don't want to take a position on a lot of things. This is where I hope you will come in and hopefully try and change these things, where you're more interested in, they want the illegals to be here because they want them to, basically, provide the cheap labor for the businesses, and these guys make major donations to their cause because, if we're going to be intellectually honest, they have the power of the purse, they have the Constitution, they can get things done if they choose. Instead, they want to kick it to the court where they think they're fooling the American people because it shouldn't be resolved in the courts. It should be resolved by the legislative branches. And while I was on hold, there's so many things I like to talk about, and getting to my point, which I really did want to talk to you about, was how do you feel about the states taking control of their own destinies using Article 5 of the Constitution?
Well, so there are a few different things you just said I wanted to touch on. So I live in the William Floyd School District, grew up K through 12 there, and there was, before I got into the state Senate, there was a 3-year period where our property taxes went up by 26%. Crazy. I wasn't even in office. It's property taxes have been a big reason why our families have been split apart. A lot of people moved down to the Carolinas and Florida. It was 2011, my first year in office, that we enacted the strongest property tax cap in the entire country. Now we have to figure out ways not just to, stem the tide. We need to figure out ways to actually reduce property taxes. But that stopped the out-of-control increases that we saw all across Long Island. That was a good, honest caller there with a lot of important points. But as far, one of the things as far as this do nothing Congress. And the Democrats are saying that the Republicans are not getting anything done. There are over 40 bills sitting on Harry Reid's desk that passed the House that focus on job creation. There are over 300 bills in total, good proposals, problem solver type ideas that are sitting in the Senate. But the president whispers in Harry Reid's ear. Harry Reid says his bill is dead on arrival. The mainstream media feeds into it. And then the Republicans get this bad rap like they're not getting anything done, and there are all these bills there. To your question, as far as states' rights go under the 10th Amendment, I'm a big states' rights guy. I think that there's a lot that the federal government does that really should be done at the state and local level. In terms of education, I mean, states were signing on to Common Core standards before there were Common Core standards. So whatever the standards are going to look like, we'll sign off on it. Give us the money. So, the federal government had to, provide hundreds of millions of dollars to fund the consortiums. And so I give education as an example, but there are so many different ways that the federal government really can step aside and state and local governments can take control of their own destiny.
Right. See, this is what I mean. It irritates me when I see the federal government wants to tell you can't sell a cupcake to raise money at a school, but yet they can't do anything else. To help the job creation, help businesses. They're so off track with what people are dealing with. I mean, how many people really care whether they sell a cupcake at a school sale or whether or not there's celery available in the machine, in the school? These are the things that they think we care about. Who are they representing? They don't represent us anymore.
No, they represent me. It's the party of me. Al D'Amato represents the party of me.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
You get it. You get exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. And the mainstream media, to me, they're nothing more than a transcribing machine for the DNC. They must get faxes, and they don't even dig into anything anymore.
Hey,
I mean, if this is all that, I hate to get on a tired.
No, that's all right, Joe. We ran out of time though, but I appreciate the call. Thanks for listening, my friend. You don't want any tickets to a concert, do you? No. That's right. I'll take care, my friend. Have a great weekend, folks. That just about wraps it up. Hey, Luke, you there? Luke, going, gone. All right. Listen, Senator, I want to thank you for stopping by. It's always good to see you. I hope you have a great weekend and all the best. I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, John Gomez.
All right, my friend. Folks, have a great weekend. See you tomorrow. See you on Monday. Zephyr Teach Out, folks.